Hey all, Double 18 Seth Shadow here. We're in the sneak preview weekend for Dimensional Transcendence, our third DivineZ set, and we have had a very surprising start set of preview prices. We're going to talk a little bit more on the bigger ones in a bit, but the first thing I want to talk about is one of the higher anticipated cards of this set, which is our new Regulus piece, the Protection Twin Cast. This is a double guard card where it gives you 10k shield, and then it can also be used from the drop to give a unit another 5k shield, basically allowing you to guard with this twice. It's likely to be used in a fair amount of decks, and pre-order pricing right now is currently at $13, and sale prices so far have been $9.99, so basically $10. So the current pricing is not apart from what is currently on the market. Now, one of the bigger things I want to talk about right now is Shoujo Doji. So you can see right now for the base rarity, it's $19.90. It's basically $20 for pre-orders right now. But look at the market price, $278. And history-wise, when we take a look at how many copies were actually available from $2 all the way to $3 all through yesterday. This card was going to sell out on that, no questions asked, given just how ridiculous this card is in future formats. I was surprised to see pre-order prices that low and that many of them. But ultimately, this card will not likely fall below 15 even after the actual release. So just be careful. And I would still take a look at some other pre-orders in general, because some of them are still kind of cheap to me as well. Like this next one, Super Dimensional Robo Dayusha, currently has a market price of $392 and a $448 price tag for its current available pre-orders and 2 listings. The thing is, Dayusha is looking to be one of the bigger decks to come out of this set as well. So at $448, I think this is still a very good price to pick it up at if you're planning to build this deck. And you've also got Die Lady, who is also a triple rare from the set and plays in Dayusha. $448 as well. I would assume this one is also going to be a pretty decent price once we settle on everything that's going to be available after the set. When you take a look at some of the other big encounters like Overlord the End or Lukier, which is getting new support in here, their support cards maintain some pretty good prices, even if they fall out of relevance too. So just for being encounter, some of these also maintain some pretty good pricing. There are some cards from set 3 which are starting at pretty high prices on their initial pre-release pricing, like Amicable Maiden Alvina. Now this card is, you could think of it as a soup up of Diantha. So the pre-order pricing, I would say, is somewhat justified. We'll see where it actually lands when we get to the actual release, but I would imagine this one will go down over time. The silver rare is currently available for $60 with 1 listing. I mean, yeah, we'll have to see where it goes after that. Archite, which is another more anticipated card of this set. Current listings are starting from around $5. Historically, let's see how many have actually been moving. $5.98. So the lowest price on this one has been $4, and they all just sold pretty quickly. But it's still holding around $5. And ultimately, I feel like Archite will be a popular one to play out the gate. It's futuristically probably not going to last as long, but it should still be a nice play to start with coming out of this set. Now moving into other cards, first thing I want to talk about is what happened with the episode that we had back on Friday. So we got the final Fated unit, which is the Dark States version of the Fated unit of Time, and just from a feature, Orion's got a huge buyout on the news of the anime. So, triple rares of Orions, this is the order cycler for Dark States. They're now at least $17, and the market price has shot up to $15, $16. So, This is no simple buyout. The actual market price is moving up in that direction. And there are no FFRs on the market either. The market price on that one is $32. There's also been an increase on Lady Fencer of Bipolar Nebula, and this one is by far the biggest increase out of all the cyclers so far, given that this has been the cheapest at $1 or lower for the longest time. But now we only have 7 listings on the triple rare, starting at 14, and the market price is now just over $3, so we're not seeing as many sales hit $10. And then the FFR is currently at $30 base, but the market price is currently $15. So while the price has increased quite a lot, this one, I mean, it is an option for Impaldo, which is currently coming out of set 4. So we'll have to see what happens as we get closer to set 4 here. But I would say that's what's spurring this on most. Steam Performer Togue. While it had a reprint in Festival 2024, that does only give us 3 different copies that are available, and they're still pretty high priced overall. The Festival reprint is the cheapest at around $7, but only 5 listings. And there aren't as many listings on the promo version either. There are 10 on the regular one, but only 3 on the foil. And the foil's $20, while the regular one's currently around $15. So this card is still demanding some pretty high value. Another buyout, also from set 11, like the Order Cyclers, Jovial Juggler. Jovial Juggler's double rare has been bought out to the point of $9, but a market price of $181. And the FR is actually aligned with it right now at $10. And the market price on that is $397. And there are 12 listings on the FR here. So again, pay attention. Actually, let's take a look at this in more detail. So, never mind. There's only... and that's my listing too. There is only one listing left at $10 on the FR. And then they go from 13 to 15. After that, we have 9 to 11 when it comes to the double R. So yeah, okay, so the FR is moving away, so we'll have to see what happens with the double R there. Emanating Monster Razlik. With Archetype now coming out with its alternate form, I just wanted to revisit this one, because it's also from Set 11. Set 11 has been getting a lot of big boosts in a lot of individual singles. Between the Cyclers, between Lukier's support, Shoujo Doji's support is in there too, and now we have some Archetype support too. Razlik's FR is currently $4 plus, and then you have, but the regular one is effectively like 50 cents to $1 to pick up when you consider shipping. And there are lots of listings on the double R, so even so, still be careful, because Archetype's looking to be a popular one. I wouldn't be surprised if the double R just got bought out of the blue. Gratis Gratilde, the Chalice Regulus piece, just revisiting where this one is, and it's still basically 2021 across the board between the Favernil and the Graham Grace versions of it, and then you have the original double R from Minerva Rising. So Minerva Rising is the only foil version of this card. Otherwise, the other ones are of common rarity when you take a look at them. Magic of Alteration Turnar. This is a set 8 card that got reprinted in the Graham Grace deck. This one is still around $5.50 to almost $7 when you consider market price between its reprint and double rare, and the FR is currently available for as low as $10, but there are lots of listings on this one, so I don't think there's any big issue of seeing a buyout at this point. Now, we did get the reveal of Higari's future form coming in the next episode of the anime, so I think that led to a buyout of Amoretta, and this one is from DivineZ 2. Market price on this one for the triple rare is currently $10, but there's only one listing on the market left at almost $30. So at this point, if you're really believing in the Amoretta hype, just go for the silver rare. It's currently 2019 at its base, and the FFR is just 42 in comparison to what the triple R is now. So I imagine the triple R will go back down, but that depends on just how many more listings we'll see on the market here. Where did it go? Oh, here it is, yeah. And then other listings for the silver rare, we've got $21 to $25, so they're still underneath the triple rare's only listing at this point, so Really depends. If you believe in the hype, just go for the silver rare. Saragon, I was talking about how this one got bought out, and the buyout just continues. I had noticed that it was completely sold out at one point on the regular ones, but it looks like we have a few listings left. And so the listings that are currently available, the regular ones 25 to almost 30, and there's only one listing on the foil left at 19. Even with Luard's restriction, Saragon is a great generic to play in Cater Sanctuary, given that its condition is almost impossible to miss, especially given Cater Sanctuary is all about board presence. We also have Obliging Monster Secondal, where this is a monster card, so it is an option to play in Archetype, and it is played in Eva. But the rare version of this card is still $1 plus and 9 listings overall, while the holo version is currently $8 plus, but a market price of closer to $4.50. So currently it's still a little bit higher than the market price, but I mean, these higher prices are what drive the market price upward. And our last card is Sharpness Knight Ermrek. Considering Alt Mile coming later in set 4, the rare version of this card, this is from set 13, there are plenty of them. So if you want to pick them up, this is probably a good time if you're intending to build Alt Mile later. Or not Alt Mile, Alden, I'm sorry. And then if you want the FR, that's a different story. That's 6 listings, and they're currently at $12 with a market price of 1. I actually want to see if any of these have sold. No, none of these have sold since the end of July. They've all been selling for just about $1, $2, so it's really just a matter of if sellers will hold out and try to see if they can get these prices, but I imagine that a few people will cave and just put it under 10. If it goes to 5, I'd say that's okay. Any higher than that, well, it gets a bit questionable. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys later.